Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Talk of the Town podcast. It's Julie.
And it's JT.
And this week we have on McKenzie, the owner of Jersey Girl Guide.
She does a really good job of highlighting local businesses in the area through UGC content.
We dive into some of her favorite spots and what it's like to be a UGC creator. So definitely check her out and follow her on Instagram and TikTok.
Make sure to leave us a review if you're listening on Spotify, and drop a like and subscribe if you're listening on YouTube.
Yep. Enjoy the episode, guys. People know that we're from Jersey. And I love it. I am such everyone always says don't you want to live somewhere else or move? I'm like, I love Jersey.
I love Jersey. We're not moving anywhere.
It's hard for people to understand, but I'm like, it is the best state.
It is.
It really is.
We have everything.
Yeah, and I get it. Oh, it's expensive. Oh, it smells like trash. Whatever. No, it doesn't. First of all, there's a lot of nice parts of Jersey, and it's just the best. You have the beach, you have the city, you have great schools if you want to have a family. You can either be in a cute little downtown, you could be in the farmlands. There's amazing food, best pizza, bagels.
Yep.
What else do you need?
Yeah.
There's nothing else.
We get all 4 seasons.
Yeah, we get all 4 seasons. We can go to the beach. I'm like, okay, Florida, yeah, it's nice, but
best state.
Yeah, it really is the best state. I love it.
So funny.
So hi everyone, welcome back to the Talk of the Town podcast. We have our lovely guest today. She is the Instagram account holder Jersey Girl Guide.
You got it.
Okay. So tell us about yourself. Where are you from? How did it all start?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, first of all, thank you guys so much for having me. I don't even think I said that yet, so thank you so much. This is my first time on a podcast. Really exciting.
So glad to have you.
Thank you so much. My name is McKenzie Malpass. I am the owner of the Jersey Girl Guide. Super exciting. So I grew up in Point Pleasant Beach. It's a really fun, just small little town, beach town in Jersey. Yes, it is where the show Jersey Shore was shot. It's really exciting.
That's a fun fact.
Yes, super fun fact. So I went to college at TCNJ. I studied communications with minors in marketing and management. Super fun. I am definitely a beach girl through and through. I love my family, my friends. I have a wonderful boyfriend. I'm into all kind of skincare stuff, hair care. Love animals. That's my life outside of the Jersey Girl Guide. But yeah, this has been a really exciting journey. I'm excited to talk about it.
That's great. That's a great little synopsis. I feel like we got to know you
yeah, throw it all in there.
Yeah. So take us back to little McKenzie.
Yeah.
What were you like as a kid? I know you just mentioned off camera that you went to a performing arts school.
Yes.
So kind of talk about that. What made you go into that? And then
so growing up, I was a singer, and I don't want to say I'm not anymore. It's a hobby, always will be, but I definitely found my love of business and social media and everything like that. So it's more, again, a hobby now. But growing up, being a singer, I decided at 14 I wanted to go to the Performing Arts Academy to kind of follow that dream. You know, when you're little, you want to be a superstar.
Yeah.
You want to do
Hannah Montana.
the next Hannah Montana. You want to do all this stuff. And I auditioned for The Voice. I did get to the level where right before you meet the actual famous people.
Yeah.
So that's my little claim to fame is that I got to do that. But no, that was a really cool experience. And overall, growing up, having that performance background, I think it really helped me, I guess, just find this extra love in business, because even though business and performing might not necessarily go together, I do think part of being a business owner and being able to talk to people, being able to represent yourself as your brand, it is a little performing.
Yes,
you know what
it
I mean?
is. Yeah.
So I definitely think it helped me kind of mold who I wanted to be as a business owner. But yeah, little McKenzie, she can only see me now. You know?
Where did that interest of being a business owner start from?
So, really interesting kind of side story. So, I suffered a really horrible concussion my freshman year of college. The moment, it was almost 2 weeks exactly before I went into school. And it was so bad that I actually had to learn how to read, write, drive a car, and walk again. It was insane. The way that my brain just worked after that was very different.
Whoa.
And so that's why I kind of stopped singing a little bit, because my brain it was different now. And while I was kind of like figuring out, okay, like what does my life look like now that I kind of am in the beginning stages of the biggest change of your entire life, going away to school.
Yeah.
But I'm also suffering like with an injury where it's putting me cognitively back to where a second grader is. What am I doing? How am I going to work through this? And I knew I wasn't going to be able to work. And so I was just like, how am I going to make money? How can I do this? And I saw a girl on Instagram. She had posted, I guess just like a story of her selling some clothes that she had, you know, from a while ago. She put them on Instagram. Give me $5 for it, whatever. And I was like, you know what? Maybe I could do that. Maybe I could, you know, just even if I make $20 from it, I don't care.
Yeah.
And so I developed my own business through this kind of model that I had, and it was called Kenzie's Closet.
How
and
cool.
I don't do anything like halfway. Like I'm definitely all or nothing kind of person. So I was like, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it right. And I'm going to, you know, try and make it look good and, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
And people started buying some of my clothes, and my cousin said, hey, can you actually sell some of my clothes? I have a huge bag. Then a friend. And it kind of just accumulated into this whole business that I was actually pretty successful with over COVID. And, you know, while going through not being able to read and trying to figure out like, okay, I can't read, but how am I going to own my own business? Like that was definitely a crazy experience to go through, but it really taught me that I have this love of business. So I don't know if it was necessarily a specific thing or person or inspiration I've had growing up that made me be like, oh, I love business for this reason. It was almost like a tragic event led me to finding my passion. You know what I mean? Like, definitely.
That's like
really
a very, I feel like that's a common thing when someone has like a life-altering event, whether it's something of like your nature of like an injury or something like social happen, or even just like going back to the pandemic. A lot of horrible things came out of the pandemic or just during the pandemic, but a lot of people found this interesting source of inspiration. I think it's all perspective. Like someone that got a concussion like could have taken it a whole different route, but like you kind of looked at it like, okay, I'm going through this, but I want to see what I can like make out of this situation. And that's like a very optimistic view, which is great because you like found a passion out of it. And you also persevered. And we were just listening to a podcast today where like when you put yourself through like something difficult, it kind of ups your level of like your tolerance of things, and like being able to get through a situation like that is just it's incredible. So that's very, very cool.
Thank you. No, it definitely was an interesting time in my life.
Do you still have Kenzie's Closet?
So I unfortunately had to shut her down because it eventually did get to the point where it was so, I guess, overwhelmingly successful that I really could have taken it either into a storefront or just done something a little bit bigger with it. But I still was in school. I opened it like my freshman year, obviously, you know, going through that concussion. And because it grew over COVID, I stored everything in my house. And my parents, bless them, like they like just said, yes, like we are gonna help you pursue this in any way possible. I had storefronts actually in my backyard, like pop-up shops.
Oh my gosh.
So I would schedule people. I would say, you know, you have a 30, because over COVID, you know, want to keep everybody safe. And I would say you have 30 minutes with, you know, you could bring a friend if you want, like a small group. And you have 30 minutes by yourself in the backyard shopping. And I'll show you guys pictures of it too. But it really was like just such a very unique experience, especially over a time when you could not shop in storefronts. And it kind of worked in a way. Like it made people want to come and actually shop out of my house. So it got to the point though where there was so much stuff, so many clothes in my house that my parents were like, McKenzie, we have no more room. Like, we don't know what we're gonna do. So I did kind of take a hiatus, and especially going back to school once I was, you know, officially back in like a house at TCNJ, I couldn't, you know, bring everything there. It's impossible. So I did kind of stop it, and I got an internship at Vineyard Vines, and that definitely took like a different direction for me. So as much as I loved it, and as much as I would love to say it's still open, maybe one day. The door is not shut completely on that. So yeah.
How did you go from that to doing what you do now? Because there are some similarities, but it's definitely very different.
Yeah, so I definitely was, as I said, a big beach girl growing up. I was very lucky to be able to grow up in Point Pleasant Beach. It is nothing like how it appears on the show, I promise you guys. Like, it's a very down-to-earth, like very surf-oriented kind of town. And I just had so many fun, I guess, activities by me that I always wanted to kind of share that with people. And anytime in high school, because I didn't go to a high school where everybody was 5 minutes away. Like, people would come to me, and specifically, like, all my friends would say, we want to go to McKenzie's house because she has a million things around her to do. And I think after I opened Kenzie's Closet and I realized that I have this passion for social media as well, I was like, okay, what's my next passion project? What am I doing? You know, I'm fresh out of college. I want to kind of do something that makes me excited again and kind of whatever. And so I started sharing just like a couple of pictures that I had posted of a few places that I had been to in New Jersey. And people, again, I was not expecting it, but people really started to kind of enjoy what I was doing. And I was like, you know what? I want to go try this and, you know, see what I can do with it. So it's one of those things too. Like, I don't know if it was necessarily an inspiration or like a passion that I had before. It's these things that I'm just picking up along the way, which I think in a way are like even more exciting for me because I'm constantly learning and I'm constantly like figuring out what I want to do, which is really fun.
That's a great personality trait to have. I think you need that flexibility and like that like being courageous to just like try something even though if you don't know like where it's going to go.
Yeah.
And I think you have a very particular eye for like style.
Thank you.
And that translates to social media so well. But like just the fact that like so many people liked all of the clothes that you were selling like says something because anyone can go like into a thrift store or something, buy stuff and try and resell it. But if they don't have that eye for something like business wise, like, ooh, I think this will do well.
Yeah.
And that's the same for your social media page. The branding of it all, the way that you design your posts, the editing, like that, people just have a draw to it. And that really, it really is like why you've taken off like so quickly.
Thank you so much.
Because it's just high quality content. And
I'm doing my best.
Yeah, you really kill it. So I can see why people look to you for suggestions.
That makes me so happy. Thank
all
you.
Of that. So that's amazing. Very cool.
Do you want to tell us like a little bit about what it's like being a UGC creator and kind of like what it actually is versus like what people see and expect?
Yeah, definitely. So, being a UGC creator, first of all, is like, I say it's like winning the lottery. Like, it is so much fun. And yes, it is hard work. And, you know, I wrote down, I was like, what are some things that you have to know in this kind of field? And I said, you have to be just as organized as you are in being comfortable talking to people. Like, organizational skills are so important in this field. And, you know, I'm so on like a micro level right now that I don't have a manager or a team that can kind of say like, we're going here today, we're going here. It's very, it's up to me to figure out like what we're doing. And so scheduling, you know, I do giveaways. I do, I have people that I work with PR. I do different kinds of just like reels, content like that.
Yeah.
So keeping up with that, you know, it's really important because you don't want to leave people hanging. It's a business.
Yeah.
You have to be able to take accountability and make sure that you're treating people, you know, the way that you want to be treated. I always try to say that in business, but it is as fun as you think it would be. And like, I think that is really important, like for people to understand, like as hard of work as it is so rewarding. And I have enjoyed every single second of it. Like I do have another job aside from the Jersey Girl Guide, but I always say like, yes, I have my other job, but this, like, I don't feel like I'm working when I'm doing this because I enjoy every second of it. Yeah. Even something as simple as, you know, emailing 100 people a day. Like, I'm like, I don't care because I know it's, you know, something good is going to come from it. But I think in UGC creation, you have to know that things aren't always going to work out the way that you expect them to. I've had videos, there was actually one post I did where I didn't love, the weather was kind of crappy. It wasn't a great day to like shoot content. And it ended up being the best post that I've had on my page. I wasn't even going to post it. I was like, I feel like this one post, it's, I don't love it, whatever. And I was like, why does everybody like this one? I don't understand. So it's just going with the flow and knowing that like some things are going to work out better than you think. Yeah. And then a reel that you spend an hour on, it might get the least amount of content,
It's so interesting how the algorithm you never wild. Know. You really don't know. We experience that all the time. And it's funny that like it's a shared experience for creators. So
you were just talking about this yesterday.
Oh, really?
Yeah. With my like jewelry business, I could like spend hours editing something and it's like, okay, it gets like okay views. And then I could use a 4-second clip that took me nothing to film and I throw some text on it and it just like blows up. And I'm like, I will never understand Instagram. Why?
Also, guys, I'm repping my linked up jewelry. If you guys can see this, it's my favorite. Like, I get so many compliments. So you do great.
Thank you. So how do you like decide which businesses you want to reach out to? Do you kind of have like a filter of like, I kind of want to break into this area, or do you just kind of see a cool business and you're like, ooh, I want to go there? Do you go and ask for permission, or do you just go and do like a raw experience? Like kind of tell us about that process of like who you reach out to and why.
So it definitely is a combo of everything that you just said. Like definitely I try to reach out to as many people as possible because I do like to give people a little bit of a heads up, like just for example, there's one flower shop. I absolutely love them. They're Flower Bar. Michelle, if you're listening, hi. But, so she had told me like, listen, I want you to come like really badly, but I want to be able to kind of like clean up the shop a little bit and like make it so that it's super presentable for the video. And I totally understand that perspective. So I try to respect that for business owners, but I do think there's something about a raw video of me just like walking into a place that I've never seen before and just like being like, okay, can I, just like shoot some content today? And those videos, I will say, sometimes do the best because of how raw it is and how unstaged it looks. So as far as like trying to pick who I guess reach out to, it really is just who fits my vibe, who fits what I'm trying to do. Is there a youthful piece to this? Is there a feminine piece? Is there, an intrigue that I think a lot of people, our age or, women would like to go to, because I do target more like young women in my audience. But it's definitely just trying to look and like make sure that I'm trying to be like as creative as possible when thinking about what shoots I'm going to do.
Totally. That's a great way to go about it. And I think the more connections you make, it's always better than just kind of like sitting back and being like, oh, like, I don't know, like if you just take action and kind of go out and meet people.
What's
like,
the worst they're going to say? No, like
exactly.
It's always worth it.
That's amazing.
Where do you draw inspiration from? Do you have like any, whether it's like a UGC creator or a business page or like just a celebrity, like where do you draw your inspiration from for your posts? And
so it's interesting. Like part of me tries not to draw inspiration because I'm trying to be as original as possible. And I feel like I never want people to think I'm like copying other people, but we're always like, you have to draw inspiration from somebody. So I love Hazel Boutique. It's an amazing, I love their content.
Their social media is top tier.
So good. And
I don't know who does their social media, but I hope they're getting paid well.
I know. Oh my God, it's so beautiful.
They kill it.
They really do. They do such a good job. So, and I just love how youthful and feminine their vibe is on their page. And so I'm really trying to, not obviously copy them, but like trying to get some inspo from them.
Of course.
And then, if I see like a really cute coffee shop and I see how they're positioning their coffee, or, there's boutiques that I go to, because I'm not going to specific places all the time. It's something different every single day.
Of course. Yeah.
It's very, like real to say that I draw inspiration from every single place that I go to while also trying to be as original as possible, for sure.
Yeah. I think that's like kind of the paradox of creativity is like, I think that we like to think that we're like so original and like all of our creativity comes from within. But the reality is like it all comes from
something else
outside. Yeah. And like,
totally agree.
You know, whether we realize where it came from or not, like our own perspective, like our own uniqueness is a culmination of like all of our experiences and things we've seen. So that is really interesting. But yeah.
So like part of UGC is like you're kind of selling yourself to businesses, which I think is tough because not everyone can be a UGC creator. Like you are so successful because you're kind and you're sweet. And like you said, like you treat people like the way that you want to be treated. And like sometimes like not everyone can get very far because of their personality. So you have like, you fit this very specific mold of being able to like propel yourself in business and talk to people and be friendly. So that's huge because, you know, people relate to you because of who you are. And I know you said you don't want to be like the center of your content, but that kind of shines through. I feel like I can definitely like see you in your content, which
that makes
is
me
great.
so happy.
It's
Thank
very
you so
authentic.
much.
So I saw you went to Mav's Top Buns.
Oh my God.
Are they as good as they look
Let me tell you, I went into this.
To go.
Oh my God. I went into this and I was like, you know, I understand. Like you have 30,000 followers. Like how good can a cinnamon bun be?
Yeah.
I shut up the second I took a bite. I was like, this is the best thing I've ever had. Like, so my mom, she's gluten-free.
Okay.
And this is so funny. So she cannot have gluten at all. She ate 3 cinnamon buns that are full of gluten and she had a stomach ache and she didn't care because they were that good. So if that doesn't tell you how good these things were.
We need to get down there soon.
Like as soon as possible.
Yeah, definitely.
You have to get there early though, because
yes, that's what I've heard.
Yes, I saw their story the other day, right before I went in, and they opened up at 8. They were sold out at 8:36. Oh my gosh! Like it's no joke.
That is wild.
Well, thankfully they put a box aside because I wouldn't have made it. I would be like, sorry guys, I gotta go back.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, very
That's amazing.
nice couple though that owns the business.
Yeah, they seem so great.
Very sweet people. So it's a wonderful business all around.
That's so cool.
Really cool.
What? I mean, I don't know if we have this in our list, but give us some recommendations if you want to shout some people out.
Oh my gosh, of course. There's a million. I gotta think. Okay, so for boutiques, I'll start with boutiques. Sunshine Daydream, they're in Point Pleasant Beach.
Yeah.
It started as 2 sisters. They have been working for like 25 years to open up, you know, this really successful boutique, and they just are killing it. It's a lot of beachy stuff, but it's all like jewelry, clothes, very much I guess like what my style is, except like in a boutique. It's amazing.
Very cool.
Coffee, DV Tree in Point Pleasant Borough.
That's
Did you? Yeah. My favorite.
We spent the whole afternoon there.
Yeah, it was great.
I love to hear. What'd you get?
We got a nice chai.
We
had coffee already this morning. The chai was so good.
The best chai around.
I got a BLT, and then he got
chicken salad
salad sandwich, and then the macaroons. Oh my gosh, they were really good.
Yeah.
So good.
The coconut
the
macaroons.
staff was like so like happy and energetic. It was just like a good vibe in there.
It is so good in there. Like, and again, amazing people owning this business, and I think that's like all these businesses I'm about to say. It's all people who deserve to be successful. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I guess I'll just end it with like a restaurant. Oh God, this is tough. I'm gonna go with Committed Pig in Manasquan.
Ooh, okay.
Oh, yum. They are so good. That was my place. My friends and I, like every Friday we would go there in high school. It's definitely more like unhealthy stuff. You can't be going in there being like, I'm getting a salad, but it is so good. So yeah, definitely give that a try if you're in the market for a new night out.
Very nice.
Summit that one time.
Yes, yeah. I think they have a few
Giants
locations.
game?
Yeah. They have a lot of good stuff. I think we had breakfast there.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, they're really good.
They are, yeah. Let's see what else. If you want to talk about your goals for this year, for yourself, for your business in general.
So this is like something I guess I'm trying to be realistic, but also this is the kind of business where literally anything can happen to you. And I think that obviously my main goal would be to be able to be full-time with this. I would love more than anything to be a creator that could every single day just have the time to go somewhere new and be able to work with 100 and, you know, different restaurants and boutiques and a million other people. And I don't know, I want to be able to reach as many people as possible in, I guess, like a short amount of time, because obviously coming fresh out of college, like it's tough out there. So
Oh, it is. Yeah.
we're,
definitely.
you know, we're trudging, we're
Yeah.
moving along, but obviously making this full time would be a dream, but I'm also being realistic. So if we could do part-time and then do this as well and be comfortable,
You
that would
definitely
be
have
amazing.
to start somewhere, and you're
Yes.
speaking it into existence, and we're gonna clip.
trying.
We're clipping that moment, and when you are full time, you'll
We're
look back and you'll
manifesting
be
it, yeah.
like,
Look
yeah,
at that.
yeah. Really, all it takes is one. Your life
Yeah.
can just change, and the more you put out there, and the more
Yeah.
content and how consistent you are, it's only
Right.
going to naturally grow. So,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah.
you totally can do it.
Thank
We
you so
believe in you. We're
much.
cheering you on.
Thank
Yes.
you. Oh,
Yes.
that makes me happy. Thank you so much.
Let's see. Was there anything else?
Do you have any like really crazy stories, good or bad, or not bad, but like just something that like stuck out? You don't have to say a
Yeah.
bad story if you don't want, but if you have like a
that's
really interesting story about a time you went to like a brand or something, and like something
Yeah.
crazy happened.
Oh, okay. This just happened this weekend, actually. So, as I said to you guys, like, I don't want to be the center of my content. I honestly didn't think a lot of people knew what I even looked like. And I went to Barlow's, which is like a maker's market. They had like a big fair. It was kind of like a ton of vendors. Barlow's is like a pretty flower shop in Seagirt. And I just wanted to go, like, check it out, whatever. And it was the first time in my life where I had about 10 people that I honestly have never seen before in my entire life come up to me. Oh my God, you're the Jersey Girl guide. I almost fainted. I was like, are you kidding me? I was like, I didn't even think people knew what the Jersey Girl guide was. Never mind knew what I looked like. And because I'm like, I'm so micro right now. Like I don't even have 4,000 followers, but I think it's a lot of people in this area that do follow me.
Yeah.
And I really am trying to outreach with a lot of small businesses. So I think that was kind of just like the perfect setting, like a ton of small businesses in one area to make it so that people knew who I was. But I was like, is this what it feels like to be famous? Like, what a surreal feeling. I don't know if I could do that.
That's crazy.
But yeah, it was so nice. Like, if you guys ever see me and you know what I look like, please say hi to me, because that making me feel so good. But I'm just like, if this continues to grow, like, is this going to happen everywhere? Like,
That's really cool.
Probably will.
that was so wild,
Yeah.
though. I was not expecting that at all.
Wow. Yeah. I feel like, and that's like so reassuring that like what you're doing is like impacting people in
Yeah.
a positive way, and that like all the people you meet are always so nice. And
Yes.
I think that's like so rewarding. It's
Yeah.
really nice.
I'm definitely very lucky that the people I've surrounded myself with or that have found themselves surrounding, whatever, they are all incredibly nice people. I have not met like a mean person yet. So knock on wood. That continues to stay that way, but it's been a really awesome journey so far.
That's
awesome.
great.
Do you want to talk a little bit about your branding and like why you decided to focus less on yourself as far as, because I guess there's like other UGC creators, they'll really show their face a lot and they'll make it like more about them going places.
Yeah. So I think for this one, it was a lot of deciding what I thought people were gonna like the most. And I'm not saying people don't care about like me or anything like that, but I do think showcasing the business itself rather than me as a person going to the business was just a good idea in my mind, because I knew that being behind the camera, I was going to be able to relax a little bit more. I was going to be able to capture those angles that, somebody filming me wouldn't really know what to grab. And I also, I don't know, like because it's so raw and I'm trying to make it very authentic, I don't want to have to get a blowout every time I go somewhere. I don't want to have to put a full face of makeup on. Like, I'm a real person. I just get off work, doing this. And I'm like, I just want to be able to go and do my thing without the pressure of like, oh my God, how do I look 24/7? You know what I mean? Yeah. So I think going about it this way, I'm still representing the brand. And I do post pictures like of myself sometimes on it. But it's so that people know, like, when you think of the Jersey Girl Guide, you think of her videos and the way that she produces the videos, not necessarily McKenzie,
I see.
Yeah.
I love that. Really cool. It's a very like interesting take on UGC, and I think it's refreshing.
Thank you so much.
I like that. So we have some rapid fire questions for you.
Let's do it.
We've been doing this every episode, I think. We did not send them to you.
No, let's do it.
Answer as quickly as possible. Whatever comes to your mind, you just, go for it.
Here we go.
Okay. So, your favorite beach?
Spring Lake.
What is the most underrated town in New Jersey?
Ooh, Bayhead.
What is your coffee order?
Vanilla chai with oat milk.
Nice. Pork roll or Taylor ham?
Pork roll. Not even a question.
What is one business you're dying to collaborate with?
Oh God, a million. I'm gonna go with probably Hazel Boutique right now.
Very nice. Best girls' night restaurant in New Jersey?
Ooh, Crescent Grill in Spring Lake. That's amazing.
Something you can't leave the house without?
My Stanley, period. I am a emotional support water bottle girl through and through. Everyone makes fun of me
for anyone that's listening to audio. That her Stanley is right next to her.
Next to me. Has not left my side.
What is the most popular item in Kenzie's closet?
Ooh, that one I'd have to go with bodysuits. Everybody loved a bodysuit. Yep.
Love that. One person that inspires you the most?
My mom.
Aww.
Yeah, she's my rock.
And the last one, New York City or Philly?
Philly. Gotta go Philly. It's like it's a little bit of a cleaner, it's a clean girl aesthetic.
I love that.
Meets, New York. It's Philly.
Very fun.
Love that.
Cool. Okay.
Awesome. So where can they find you?
You guys can find me on Instagram at the Jersey Girl Guide. It's 2 Y's in Jersey. And it's also the pink little New Jersey state logo. That's me. And I'm also on TikTok now. I did move my platform to TikTok too. And I'm kind of just like reposting what I post on my Instagram page. So it's going to be, the same thing. But definitely give the TikTok a follow if you want. I'm just trying to branch out. But yeah.
Yes. All small businesses, or I guess big or small, Jersey based, please reach out to McKenzie because her content's amazing. So if you need some UGC content, hit her up for sure.
So I have some questions for you guys. Is that okay?
I almost forgot. Yeah.
All right. So I guess either of you guys can answer, but what made you want to start this podcast?
I can go first. I kind of had this like dream of like getting in a van one day and just traveling the country and finding like what's the word, unique businesses, so like things that people wouldn't expect, not like a restaurant but maybe like a manufacturer of some weird part of something where there's like only 1 or 2 in the whole country, and people that like don't do a lot of marketing and kind of like get in there and like really kind of like dig and like kind of uncover the story behind it. And we had talked about like stuff like that a lot, and I think when we started our business, it kind of felt natural. Like we wanted to meet more business owners, especially in New Jersey. There's no end to
this amount of business owners. Yeah.
Definitely.
I think it's just very interesting to hear how someone started and why they started and where they're at now. I think just the development of a business is so intriguing to me, and just to be able to give a platform to business owners to share their story is just, I think was just something that was like, I feel like we should do this kind of thing. But yeah, I think that's probably why.
That's so cool. And you guys are doing a great job. And I think it's like, as I said to you guys off camera, like this is a very niche way that you guys are going about trying to find these small businesses and trying to just let people, like everybody enjoys being able to just talk about their story and wanting to, like, this is going to go really far. And I'm episode 8, you guys. This is my lucky number. I was super excited to hear that. So
That's awesome.
this is really exciting. You guys are doing great. Okay, so next question. Where do you guys see yourselves in 5 years?
That is such a loaded question.
I know. I was like, let's give them the hard ones.
I think definitely not in a 900 square foot condo, probably in a 2,000 square foot house.
Hopefully in a beach house similar to the one we're in right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully happy and healthy.
Yeah.
Maybe a few dogs running around us.
Aw,
that would be
that's
nice.
the dream.
Some land. And hopefully just doing what we love and hopefully have a bunch of friends around us and family and
Aw,
yeah, what more can you ask for?
that's awesome. Yeah, no, I second that. Let's manifest that into existence for all of us. Okay, my last question for you guys is, what is one piece of advice you would give for people following this entrepreneurial path?
Yeah, I guess one piece that I like feel like I have to give myself a lot is that like you're responsible. So like I think a lot of times people know what they have to do and they pretend like they don't because they don't want to do it. So then they read more, they listen to more things, and they're hoping to get this answer of like, how can I avoid this? How can I cut a corner? And yeah, I think like the biggest piece of advice I would give is like, you have to do the things that you know you need to do. And yeah, sometimes it's hard to face, at least for me.
Yeah, a little bit more action and less like preparation. Like sometimes you just need to just dive into it, and that might look different for everyone. And whether that's doing it as a side hustle and then going part-time and then eventually going full-time. Some people like to just dive in head first and quit their job and, you know, whatever it looks like to you. But I think just starting and go from there.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm going to take that to heart too.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was so nice sitting down and being able to talk to you and hear your story.
I'm so glad I got to talk to you guys.
Yes, it was a lot of fun.
This is such an honor. I'm so happy we did this.
All right. I guess feel free to watch on YouTube and Spotify if you're listening. You can go on either platform. We'll also post like some clippable moments on our Instagram, talkofthetown_podcast, and follow us on the Line Media on Instagram.
Awesome.
Yeah. Thank you, McKenzie.
Yes, thank you guys.
All right. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Wow. It's great.
This is so fun. Oh my God. I'm like, I want to do podcasts all the time now. That was so